Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying. You never know, it could happen. Well, I figured, hey, I did a tier list of Joe Abercrombie last week. Let's do some Witcher while it's still fresh in my mind. Wanted to make sure we talk about it. I'm going to do a tier list for The Witcher. See what I loved the most and what was a kind of a disjointed mess, pretty much. So anyway, I'm excited to talk Witcher again. It's been too long already. All right, first things first. I mean, this is the only book in the Witcher series I've actually read twice. The first time I did not like it. The second time, absolutely, it was great. So keeping in mind that I'm tier listing this as to the series, as to, you know, what's the top of the series, what's the bottom of the series. I'm going to go with The Last Wish. That's the first one. And that was, it's so good. It's hard to beat it now, frankly. And maybe it's because that's the only one I've read twice, but absolutely love it. It's just, it's got so many good stories. And again, I think the story, you're going to see a distinct, a definite distinction between the short story collections and then the longer books. And anyway, we'll see how this goes, but The Last Wish was absolutely great. All right, then book 2, Blood of Elves. Blood of Elves was good. It was solid. I'm going to go with a solid A tier. I really liked it. It really pushes the story along and might be one of my favorites of the full-length novels. It's hard because it's like Sapkowski's still kind of writing his short stories almost, because it's just like, it's a little disjointed in a way. Some of these, the longer novels, the novel length books, I don't know, whatever to call it, but essentially you kind of like get to one stage with certain characters and then it's like, here's the other one. And I guess it's not unlike Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings, as I've relearned recently. I'm thinking I threw in Sword of Destiny pretty quickly here. I forget how we ended up reading these. Sword of Destiny is going to be up there S tier. Is it? I mean, part of it, I wonder, it's up there with The Last Wish, but I'm like, the stories in The Last Wish are definitely starker in my mind, whereas Sword of Destiny, I recall them definitely, and I enjoyed them very much. Just again, the short stories are just amazing that Sapkowski writes. But again, I'm going, just The Last Wish stories are just a little starker, a little stronger in my head because I've read it twice. So, but Sword of Destiny, also excellent. Just Sapkowski's he's just an amazing short story writer. All right, then The Time of Contempt. This is the one I started realizing, like, the main novels tend to just say the title over and over and over again, and I can't help myself but be like, the title. But all of a sudden, everybody was talking about A Time of Contempt. But let's see. This is where I'm like, they're still great. They're still great. They're still fun, and just not quite as great. I didn't love this one the most. Again, it's good monsters and whatnot, and but again, it's just the novels just don't hold me, and again, they just get a little disjointed and all over the place. And this is just the beginning, frankly. All right, then Baptism of Fire. Baptism of Fire, again, we're going to have a baptism of fire, I guess. But I did like it more than The Time of Contempt. I enjoyed The Time of Contempt. Baptism of Fire, absolutely. It was just good. There's some good, heavy action scenes. We really, like, the scene of just like war and everything really comes to a head, and I really enjoyed that there. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that. I think that's good, solid A tier here. Let's see, The Tower of Swallows. Tower of Swallows, again, not my favorite in the series. B tier, I think, is again only one's going to go lower than that, but I still enjoyed it. But B tier, Tower of Swallows, I think I liked it more than Time of Contempt. And again, I like, for some reason, I'm like, I don't know, is it my OCD or something that like I have these like great patterns when I do these tier lists. But anyway, Tower of Swallows again, but the first time where we actually didn't just quote the name of the book over and over again, because it doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense to refer to it, but not necessarily to be like, it's the Tower of Swallows, Time of Contempt. Baptism. Sorry. And then I did Season of Storms, just getting it up here to put it somewhere else. I'm definitely, I think we're going to go bottom of S tier. It was very good. I really, really liked these. Again, short stories, just Sapkowski's amazing. Absolutely, really enjoyed them. But again, I think Season of Storms I'm going to have to put last. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair enough. And then finally, The Lady of the Lake. What a way to end. Not the best ending. I'm excited to read the new one that's coming out. But I don't think I'm going to go as far as D tier or anything like that. I still enjoyed it. I still liked it. But it's just as disjointed as they get. It was so disjointed. It was so all over the place. And then there's some time travel, which always has its issues anyway. Anyway, I think it's fair enough to put it at C tier. And I'm looking at this going, I think that's fair. I think this looks exactly like, that's what I was thinking. I didn't do this before, but just this is kind of where I was going with things. And when I talked about the books, pretty much what I was saying. So I think this pretty accurately reflects my thoughts here. Let me know. What are your thoughts? Where did I get this wrong? But I'm happy with this. I think this works. All right, how'd I do? What did I get wrong? Let me know in the comments below. I always love just chatting. Where are we? I feel like probably aligned with most people, to be honest. But we'll see. I could be completely wrong. Anyway, I mean, come on. I mean, we all know that last one was just like all over the place. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.